Are you worried about bacteria in your family's reverse osmosis drinking water system? When was the last time you cleaned and disinfected it? Is there mold growing on the outside? That can't be good. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to clean and disinfect the reverse osmosis drinking water system in your home for your family, starting right now. Hi, I'm Gary the Water Guy, and I simplify water filtration to help you conquer crappy water for your family. Now, whether you're a do-it-yourself homeowner, a plumber, or a water treatment professional, you need to know how to clean and disinfect a reverse osmosis drinking water system. Yes, I know if you're on a chlorinated water supply, or if you have an ultraviolet disinfection system on your whole house before your reverse osmosis system, the chances of you having bacteria in that reverse osmosis system are very low. But if you haven't cleaned or disinfected it for several years, or since it was installed, it's definitely due. So a couple things to keep in mind before you get started. You need a full replacement set of filters and a replacement membrane for your reverse osmosis system, because the old ones you cannot reuse once you've disinfected the system. Secondly, you need to have some kind of a disinfectant. So Sanitation works extremely well. It's designed for this purpose, or you can use a few tablespoons of chlorine, bleach basically. And it's very advisable to know how a reverse osmosis system actually works. So if you're not sure, I definitely suggest you check out my video. I'll put a link in the description down below, and click on it, check it out, and you'll definitely appreciate that going forward. So there's a few precautions you need to take to make sure you're not introducing bacteria into the reverse osmosis system during the filter change or when you're changing the membrane. So make sure you wash your hands with soap and water before the procedure. Also, you can wear gloves to keep everything nice and clean. I also suggest putting down a nice clean cloth so that you're working on that while you're doing the whole process. If there's any mold on the outside of the reverse osmosis system, you definitely have to get rid of that. And thirdly, make sure you leave the filters wrapped up until you actually need them, and before you're actually putting them into the system. During the disinfection process, there'll also be several occasions where you're going to have to undo the tubing from the quick connect fittings. So to do that, you just push in on the end, hold the collar back and pull it out. And then to reconnect it, you push in until you feel some resistance, and then push a little bit harder and make sure this is locked in place. If you'd like some more information about that, I have a great YouTube video, and I'll put a link in the description down below, and you can check it out for some more information. All right, then let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is shut off the water to the whole system. So you'll have a ball valve shut off that looks something like this. And so then you just turn it 90 degrees. That shuts off the flow. Whatever direction the handle is in is what direction the water's flowing. So that shuts it off. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open up your faucet, and you're going to open it up and let all the water run out. So you're going to be draining the tank totally. So it's going to take a little while for it to run. So let it flow right till it slows right down to nothing. At first it's going to flow very quickly, but as time goes by, it's going to go slower and slower and slower. That might easily take 10 minutes. So now's the time that if there's any mold on the outside of your reverse osmosis system to deal with that. And so what I suggest you use is a spray cleaner, any kind of spray cleaner. Spray the whole unit, let it sit for several minutes so it has time to seep in, and then use a toothbrush or something like that to get into all the nooks and crannies to clean it all out, rinse it all off, make sure that it's nice and clean on the outside. And then you'll use your filter housing wrench to remove the filter housing. So you're going to start at your sediment filter. So your sediment filter will typically be stage 1. Then you use the wrench and unscrew the filter housing. And you're going to open it up. You're going to discard the filter that's inside. You're going to dump all the water out, but you're going to leave the filter housing off. And then you're going to go on to stage 2 and to stage 3. Then you're going to remove all of the filters, but stage 2 and stage 3, again, you're going to dump out the filters, you're going to dump out the water, but you're going to put the filter housing back on and snug it up so it doesn't leak. And then next you're going to have to disconnect the tubing on the end of the membrane so you can open up the membrane housing to get the membrane out. So again, it's one of these quick connect fittings. So what you're going to do is you're going to force the tubing in, hold the collar back, and pull the tubing out directly. And then we'll lift this up and remove the post filter for a second. And then you unscrew the cap. Now I've loosened this up ahead of time, so you may very well have to use tools to unscrew the cap. and then you're going to pull out the membrane. Now, the membrane does not come out very easily, so you probably want to use needle nose pliers, and you just twist it a little bit and pull, and the membrane comes out. So you're going to set the membrane aside because you don't want the membrane in when you're doing the disinfection process. Remember, I said you're going to be replacing all these things afterwards. So then you're going to close this back up. You're going to reconnect the tubing. Oh, we'll put this filter back on top here, like so. And then we're going to reconnect the tubing to the membrane, right there. And again, slide it in, make sure it locks into place. Now the filter on the top, the post-carbon, you would just leave in place. I mean, we're going to ruin it during this disinfection process, and we're going to replace it a little bit later. So at this stage, you're going to install a shut-off valve on the drain line. And the reason is because you want to be able to shut off the sanitizer and trap it within the system. So you just cut the line and install this fitting, and then leave it open for now. And then the next stage is you're going to, you've got the sediment filter housing that's removed from the manifold, and you're going to pour the Sani system into the sediment filter housing. If you chose not to use Sani system for whatever reason, you can use 3 tablespoons of chlorine or bleach. And then you thread the housing back onto the manifold. So then you're going to go to your shutoff, the main supply shutoff to your reverse osmosis system, and you're going to open that up. And water's going to start flowing through the system, and it's going to pick up that disinfectant, and it's going to run throughout the whole system. Now, when you start to get some water flowing to the drain, remember we put in this shutoff to the drain, so you're going to have some water and disinfectant start flowing out. Once you start seeing that, you just close this so you trap it inside. And then it's going to continue to fill this whole system. I mean, obviously you're going to be checking for leaks, make sure there aren't any, and make sure your tank valve is wide open like this one here in the open position so that the disinfectant also fills in the tank. So you're going to fill up the whole system. You're going to make sure that the faucet at the kitchen sink is closed so you don't have any water flowing out of that. And then you're going to fill the whole system. Once it's full, then you let it sit for 5 minutes, and it's going to disinfect the whole system. If your reverse osmosis system is also connected up to your fridge, then make sure that line is on, and you've got some disinfectant flowing through that too, to make sure everything is disinfected. After the 5-minute wait time, then you can flush it out. So then what you need to do at that point is you need to open up the faucet, let the water flow, and drain everything down. So while it's draining down, at some point you may want to shut off the flow, the supply, okay, so that you make sure that you fully empty the reverse osmosis tank. Once it's fully empty, then you can open this up again. Once you've washed out all of the disinfectant, of course you've opened up this drain line, you've washed everything out, then what you would do is you would replace the filters. Now, if you're not sure how to do the filter, how to do the filter replacement, I'll put a link to the a video on that in the description down below so you can check that out. Once the new filters have been installed, then you're going to want to fill the whole system, and then you're going to want to flush it. So you need to fill the whole system, which is going to take about 2 to 3 hours to fill, and then you're going to open up the faucet, flush it till the water flows down to a trickle, let it fill again 2 to 3 hours, open up the faucet, flush it, let it fill again, and flush it. You want to flush it 3 times because the reverse osmosis membrane has a preservative in it, and you want to make sure you flush all of that out. For my next video on reverse osmosis drinking water systems, click up here, and I'll see you there.